Now, he's an entrepreneur, a motivational speaker and a world traveller. So is there anything that Amar Latif can't do?
I would guess not. He's now turning his attention to the kitchen because he was the first ever blind contestant to appear on Celebrity MasterChef 2 years ago, and he's launched a series of videos showcasing top cooking hacks, which can be a little bit difficult, Amar, if you're blind, as you are.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Eamonn. I always think that because I'm blind, you know, I can't see my knives, can't see my fingers, so I can't see any problems. Oh. Sometimes easier when you're
problems,
blind.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't held you back in the kitchen, that's for sure. You made it to the semi-finals, didn't you, of MasterChef? And people were just amazed by what what you were able to do.
I did. I mean, it was I surprised myself because when the bosses of BBC came to me in 2019, I panicked and I said, look, I'm blind and I can't cook. And they went, oh, well, and left me alone. And then they came back to me in 2020 and I said, guys, I'm still blind and I still can't cook.
Yeah.
But this time they insisted and, you know, you just had to put my dedication to it. And I just started to notice that actually there's ways of doing things that are actually really cool, whether you're blind or not. And, you know, in terms of, like, making the rice. Like, everybody kept messing up their rice, but I've got a little secret hack for that.
So what is the secret hack for that?
Well, you know, like when you're simmering rice, you know, sometimes some rice might take 10 minutes or 14 minutes, whatever that time is. Sighted people are so tempted to lift that lid to see what it's doing. I'd say, do not lift that lid. Leave that lid on. And then after your 11 minutes is over, providing you put the right amount of water in, you will get the beautiful rice. And stick in a few cardamom pods. They make it taste so fragrant.
You see, you make all that sound very appetising, very enthusiastic about it all, but yet most of us would rely, we rely on our touch, we rely on our sense of smell, but we rely a lot on our sight to judge whether that rice would be cooked or not. So you've brushed up on your cooking skills. You used to be rubbish. How would you relate yourself now?
Well, now I'm quite comfortable. Like, if both you guys said, like, Amar, we want to come round to your house for dinner, I'd be like, cool. You know, I've got certain recipes up my sleeve. And before I went on MasterChef, I didn't know that sighted people obsessed about how things looked on the plate, because for you guys, if it doesn't look good on the plate, naturally you don't like the taste of it, you know. And I learned how to present things well, so yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Oh, well done you. And have you ever had any moments in the kitchen where you've thought, right, I'm not doing this anymore, this is too risky, you know, nearly chopped a finger off or something like that? Because we've all done that, haven't we, as sighted people?
It can be a dangerous place, that kitchen.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I had a few accidents in the kitchen, you know, not immune to them, but I've got asbestos fingers, you know, like I can dip them into oil sometimes and pull them out quickly just to see how things are. But I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, I'm quite comfortable with it. I mean, these days I'm quite busy, so, you know, it's always a challenge in really cooking.
What you're trying to do is to make visually impaired people more comfortable in that kitchen, right? So you have a number of hacks, a number of pieces of advice for them.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've been working with the Guide Dogs for the Blind, who are this incredible charity, and we've been putting together some hack videos on there. So, for example, when you're working with knives, like whether you're blind or sighted, we all want to keep our fingers safe. So I'd always say tuck your fingers back so that the knuckles hit the flat of the knife. And as a blind person, if I've got the added luxury, you don't need to look down at what you're doing. You can just relax and just focus on what you're doing. And you know, that's amazing. And I've got loads of little hacks. But in the kitchen, like when I'm cooking my chicken, to know when my chicken's ready, when you squeeze it between your fingers, it just crumbles. The onions talk to me, like, you know, from nice sizzle sound, they go to crackling when they need moving around, you know. So I'd say to anybody out there, like, use your other senses, try and use them. I know you focus on the sight, but try listening to your food, you know, try touching it, and you'll just probably improve your cooking.
God, you sound like Nigella Lawson now, so you do.
No, do I?
Yes.
I'm not as good looking as her, though.
A lot of people have lost their sense of smell in the last couple of years with COVID doing the rounds. How bad is that for somebody like you who relies on your other senses so much? Because, I mean, I lost my sense of smell for a year pretty much after my first having had COVID, and I found it awful. But I still have my sight. What's it been like for you?
I mean, I got the old COVID as well at one point, and losing my smell was like really tough. You know, things like that are so tough, especially when you rely on it so much. You know, but in saying that, like, people say to me the worst thing that they would ever not want to lose is their sight, and I just think being blind is cool, because like you can still talk to people and you can still touch and taste and stuff, and I actually don't mind being blind, you know.
But Amar, you are exceptional. You know, anytime I've spoken to you before, he just exudes this happiness from within, and you know, that is an amazing gift in itself, because it's contagious.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, it wasn't always like that, but, you know, when I lost my sight, you know, you suddenly, it puts everything into perspective. You realise we only have one life. So whether you've lost your sight or you've got any challenge in life, you know, we're not here forever, so you might as well make the most of it.
How old were you when you lost your sight?
I was 18. I remember waking up and I couldn't see the poster at the end of my bed, and I knew I was going to be going blind, and I realised that this was it, you know, that I was now blind, and I thought, I don't want to be blind, you know, I just wanted to go back to bed and wake up and be my normal self, but the reality was that my life had changed.
But you have a bank of visual memories, I suppose, you can call upon, and when you're in the kitchen, I mean, unlike a lot of people, you know what a kitchen looks like, and you know what certain foods are like, and...
Absolutely, like, you know, and I know what I look like I'm a young version in my head. I'm not going old.
Yeah, you don't have to watch that painful process. There you go, major advantage. Well, look, people are familiar with white sticks, with guide dogs being really useful tools for people who haven't got their sight, but now they can call on your amazing series of videos and get lots of tips from you on how to overcome all those challenges that people face in the kitchen. So, well done you. Really amazing to speak to you and meet you and hear all the things you've achieved.
Thank you so much. Really lovely chatting to you both.
And keep smiling, my friend.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. He reminds me of me. Always happy. Do you not
You
talk to him?
You are unbelievable.
Do you not, like the crew were just saying to me.
It's the cooking skills, for sure.
It's even the side that I just bring sunshine.
Positivity.
Just wherever you go. Like, and the viewers are watching there, and the listeners, and they just feel the sunshine coming through the rays. I'm just saying to you, because you could do worse than
here
copy.
we go.
Just copy both of us.
I think we should just take the break.
Very good.
Yeah, we'll be back in a minute with the papers. See you then.